Because when you know better, you invest better. Join us and experience the difference today. TFNN, educating investors.
The following is a presentation of TFNN. Trade what you see with Larry Pesavento. Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648 or internationally at 727-873-7618. Now, Larry Pesavento.
Okay, folks, we're going to talk about the Treasury bonds and Treasury notes today. Bob Miner will be our guest at the break. As you can see here, we've exceeded some of these levels here in the Treasury notes. If we go to the daily, you're going to see that we are above the 618, which is a pretty good thing. We've had some higher bottoms in here, and so we are starting to move higher. So rates appear to be going lower, which is a surprise to me, but that's neither here nor there. I'm just looking at the patterns. But we have it's not really a 135 because there's not really symmetry here. We do have a head and shoulders pattern, though. You can see that's a perfect head and shoulders. You're a little above. You're right about 707, right in between. So we're coming into a Friday, so it'll be an interesting one to see how it's going to go. And a little bit higher, and we'll be breaking out to the upside, and this means rates that are going to be going lower, and maybe funny money's coming, and maybe the stock market's going to go up forever. So we're going to have to see what happens. Okay, let's move on here. We're seeing volatility, though, that you can't believe. Now, you can see the Treasury bonds doing the same thing. We had the short bonds here yesterday, and 2 days ago, it broke down to exactly the 382 retracement, as you can see right here, and we've been going higher ever since. So that's what we're watching here. Now, also today, we were doing crude oil. I want you to show you the crude oil because this is one of the trades that we were watching today in the crude oil market. Let's get the hourly chart up first, and you'll see what I was talking about. You were waiting to see the market come down to this level right here. And that was the 78% level to the tick, right to that tick. So we were watching that. Today is one of the trades we were doing, and we put the 382 on it, and you can see here, followed that really nicely. Look at that. That does a really good job. As a matter of fact, here's a chance for you if you'd like to go from the short side of the crude oil. This is your chance because you've got a beautiful ABCD right here. You'll draw it in. You'll be able to see it right on the money. There's AB right there, and there's CD right there. And you also have a positive, or the bonds move, crude oil moving lower for the rest of the day, but your risk is above this level right here. So that's what you're watching right in here. So we'll be paying close attention to that one. But that follows everything that you want. In fact, you have another ABCD that's right here. I can see that right now. That ABCD also measures up to that same level. Yep, there it is right there. So we are right in the ballpark here where it should start to pull down. Whether it does or not, all I know is it's just probabilities. That's all we're looking at right here. But it should start moving lower as we go through. Now let's get over and talk about the silver and the gold. We'll start out with the silver market because that is absolute perfection. I just want to bring it over to you. This will all be covered in the newsletter. We've got to be a very long newsletter this week with lots of charts because we're in an area where you really need to be. Okay, now we had the butterfly pattern up here. Remember, we did this ABCD, all the stuff up here at 121. Okay, then we had the big break. Okay, we'll clean these out just to repeat how well it works. Okay, get this out of the way, get that out of the way. Okay, from this high right here, the market comes down, and on the 5th, it comes exactly to the 382. Okay, then the market comes down and makes a low here at 64, and I'm going to show you this was the exact 618 on the long-term daily going back to April the 27th when silver was $27 and went to 121. Now you notice the second high was an exact 382. There it is right there. Now here's today's action in silver, if you like these patterns. there's your high, there's your low, there's your 382. I mean, it's really quite nice. Now, if you look at this on the long-term daily, like we've done before, all right, you're going to bring this over. Okay, there's your low right back here on April the 27th, all right? Excuse me, April 4th. Pull back here, stopped exactly at the 61% retracement right there. There it was right there. That was almost exactly to the exact, well, it is exact. This is drawn wrong, so let me get it drawn correctly, and you'll see that it was correct. And I think it's important to look at because these numbers are pretty special once they hit. So there's your 61% retracement right there. Now you see this is right here. So if you move this over, what we're expecting now to happen, given the fact that this last one here was exact 618, you're going to be looking at a 3 drive to a bottom pattern at $58. And that is going to be really close down in here. And right about there is where it's supposed to come in, right there. That's that ABCD coming off of that. And so you'll be wanting to watch that very closely, around $57. And that's $20 away. But folks, we dropped $10 in one day. And so $20 is no big deal anymore in the silver market. So watch that pattern. It's going to be lining up, very, very positive from a buying position, but also, the margin on this thing is out of sight. So I would wait for something really clear, like today's action. When you have something quiet that you can trade, then that's ideal. But if it doesn't do that, you can't. There's your number right here. So you're able to trade that for about a half a buck. Otherwise, you got to put a $2 stop in on these things because they're so crazy. Look at this. You drop 14 cents in one day. That's not if you're short, you're very happy. But by God, as a matter of fact, I was doing a show for the Navy folks, and by golly, we were saying, I said, this is where you should be shorting the silver. And the guy says, well, it looks like it's going to be, should be going long up in here. I said, well, I don't know. I said, this looks like it's getting ready to go because this was a 382 off of the high. And boom. And he said, wow, how did you do that? And I said, oh, magic. No, I didn't. I tried to show him. All right, let's take a look here at the gold market. All right, here's our gold market right here. Hold on, I need to check something right here. Yeah, hold on just a second, and we'll be all right here. Here's our gold right here. All righty. All right, there's our move today. Now, after we had that move, you see the pullback in gold so far went to exactly 50%. You see it right on the money. There it is right there. There it is right there. This is Treskai decaphobia, by the way, the fear of the number 13, the end of the Knights Templar. And so this is where we are right now. There's your ABCD. It's if you like gold, this is where you got your shot, folks. There's your A, B, C, D right here, where we're trading right now at 50.52. That is a perfect Gartley. There's your A, B, C, and D right there. Your stop's got to be up here. You got to risk $20, but the stop's got to be at 50.70. $20 in silver. It used to be $8. Now it's 20 because of this volatility that we're seeing here. There we are right now at the exact 61% retracement. There was a 382 earlier, then it backed off, and here's where we are right now at 252. Let me check the clock on the wall here. So we want to get we'll be right back, folks.
Sharpening your skills as an investor is like getting better at playing a musical instrument. You have to practice, sure, but you also need excellent instruction from experts. At TFNN, you'll get advice and guidance from the authority in technical market analysis. And it's not just dry, tedious text either. TFNN airs live financial content streamed live on TFNN.com and TFNN's YouTube channel with Tiger TV, live every market day from 8:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. Eastern, for free. Each host is an experienced trader and gives their take on the market while taking calls and questions live from around the world. From the moment the market opens until the closing bell sounds, Tiger TV has 8 different shows with expert hosts to help you make the right moves with your money. Watch online at TFNN.com or on TFNN's YouTube channel and become the investor you were born to be. TFNN, educating investors.
Many trading newsletters attempt to focus on a narrow set of equities or commodities. While this works for some, it oftentimes misses many opportunities that possess huge gain potential. But how is an independent trader supposed to scan the entire market looking for these hidden opportunities? One simple answer: the opening call newsletter. Basil Chapman, developer of the Chapman Wave trading methodology, has been trading the markets for longer than most trading influencers have been alive. And over that time, he has honed his methodology in order to accurately call movements in a wide range of equities, from semiconductors to uranium to key indices and so much more. Basil is old school, taking the time to educate the trader while also giving his insights into key indices, selective stocks, and more. Opening call subscribers also receive access to dozens of educational live streams that can be accessed at any time for your edification. All first-time subscribers receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. So ignore the pop trading influencers and start learning time-tested technical analysis.
The reality is that navigating financial markets can be risky. Markets can be chaotic and difficult to understand. Having the latest market advice can help you turn this chaos into a key for creating winning trades. At TFNN, we understand that it can be hard to find reliable market news. That's why each of our market experts offers their very own market newsletter, a must-have tool for every trader out there striving to find an edge in today's markets. TFNN newsletters cover every aspect of the markets so you can analyze the market before you trade. Try any of our great newsletters risk-free with our 30-day money-back guarantee. Just visit the Newsletters tab on the front page of TFNN.com. TFNN, educating investors.
Okay, folks, I've spoken about this many times over the last 19 years, but this is what Dr. Miller got me interested in, is when these things line up. These are just no longer they're just basically calendar dates of where these things are lining up. These are 8 planets lining up, 8 of the 9, okay? Folks, look at this now. This is the 5th of March 2009. Now, just look at this. Now, all I'm going to do now is I'm going to show you what's coming up. Do you see any similarities there? You see that like that? And you see that like that? Do you see any similars like that? Yes, Mr. Wilson, I see that. Anyway, get ready, folks, because it's coming. They're getting ready to start knocking on the door. All right, let's move on here and cover a couple things that people have asked us about. We got to talk a couple of stocks here. We're having a very strong rally in the Russell. As you can see, it's up 2%, which is the strongest of all of these things that we're moving, and that's a big deal. Okay, now let's go and take a look at a couple of stocks that people have asked us about. One of them is Caterpillar, because Caterpillar has been making new highs, and it's blowing through the roof again today, folks. Hold on a second. We'll get this up here, and we'll put the hourly up so you'll see it. There it is. Well, it hasn't quite. We left a huge gap. Oh, it filled that gap this morning here, but it's up again today, pretty strong. So it's gone, Scotia Buckatati up to the upside. By the way, that's Vietnamese for you're acting crazy. Hold on just a second here. I have to tell you a funny story. When I was doing the show for the Navy guys, the Marines, and the Top Gun pilots yesterday, they have a group of them, about a couple hundred guys that started with Jim Bartolione and the other 3 guys that I traded in the group, and now there's 170 of them. And so we were getting in there, and I told them the story about fighter pilots and stuff. Oh, I can't say that on the air. Shut the front door and raise the rent. Anyway, there's where we are right here, and it looks like, I don't know what the high is going to be, because this thing, it's going ballistic, so you can't do anything with it. It just keeps going straight up. Now, if this ever does turn, remember Goldman Sachs turned at one time. Let's check and see how Goldman Sachs is doing today. 1 minute. 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 Well, there's absolutely zero fear in the market out there anymore, which is good, I guess. And Goldman Sachs was down big today. It rallied back, but it's still down on the day. That's a pretty big drop that's $100. It's dropped in 1 day, 2 days. Wow, that's not good. Let's see what the rally back is. Holy cow. Maybe some of these are starting to go, yep, there it rallies back just about to the 382 today. So that's going to be a real interesting one. All right, let's take how Google's acting. This has been the leader of the pack all along, and they've been beating Google up. You can see here, it's been down here now for, we've gone from 350, we dropped $50. And remember, this was the leader of the pack, and but now, it's not a big deal for artificial intelligence anymore. They all want the, there's a 382 here in Google. Don't get too bearish on this one, folks. There's where we are right now. Yeah, well, we're below it now. It's failing. So we'll see how that works out here in just a second here as we're moving through here. All righty, 1 second. I'm just trying to look at 2 or 3 different things at a time for getting you to to look at certain things that we want to be watching. And let's take a look at the nice trade we had in wheat today. You always try to find a real easy one in the grain markets. We'll get the hourly chart up. And you'll see here we had a nice ABCD right here. And what we did was we were able to sell it on a pullback. Let me just get up here and I'll show you there was the move that we had this morning. Let me get it out of the way right here. There was a pullback. We had the A, B, C, D pattern right up here. So we sold it right in there. That was the day's high. There was your shut the front door, razor it. I got to put these in a little bit differently, I guess. There's your A, B leg right there. Clone that and you'll see it takes you right up there to where we sold it at 51 and change. It came all the way down in here, which made our profit objective. And now it's just rallying up in here. That's basically mother, God, and country stuff. That's how you pick up a couple of dollars here and there. So it's still pretty good. All right, let's move on here to the next one here, which people ask me about, and that is Home Depot today. You'll be able to see it is still going higher, but today's up just a slight amount. One more question about Apple here, and we'll be ready to go. We got a couple of commodities that we need to cover here. There's Apple right there, and you can see it's still having a big move to the downside. Now we have questions about palladium, folks. Platinum. I don't trade platinum, but I do watch it because it is a special precious metal. So we're going to show you that it has been lagging quite a bit in the market here. If you remember back on the 28th, if you remember, there was a high way back here on the 28th. Okay, there was a high on the 28th, was right here. See, this topped on the 26th, but on the 28th, okay, when gold and silver were making new highs, all platinum was doing was going to make a 786 Gartley. That's all it was doing right there. And then it had the breakdown. Let's see if it made the 382. Let's double check from high to low. Banging on the door, and there's your 382 right in there, and now we're starting to drift lower again. So I believe the silver and the gold are made highs at least until we get in the silver to 50 to $57, down another $20, and then we'll see if it has some good support. If these markets are going to go to, take off and run, folks, everybody's going to start buying everything, whether it's soybeans, Bing cherries, or whatever it's going to be. Everything is going to go crazy. If the new Federal Reserve guy comes in, he starts making interest rates, just making money available, because he's knows most of these people are not going to be able to pay it back, then that makes a difference. Oh, I forgot to check something here. When you make another low, you have to recalculate the 382. So we've got to do that just to see if it catches the second 382, and I don't believe it does. Let's check and see. No, it doesn't, but it does get this one right here. This one's spot on. Watch. There it is, right to the money, right there at 382. So that's what we're watching here with the platinum, and so we'll see here. Also, one other commodity that has been moving on, it's just got massacred today. I wanted to show it to you, and it is sugar. Things are going to be pretty cheap in the sugar market. Here it is right here. Get the daily up. You won't believe to see this huge gap that we have down here today in the sugar market. See, that's a big gap down, closing in the higher end of the range today, but that's a big move down here, folks. You can see silver's coming down quite a bit, exceeded. There was the bottom, and then it rallied for a while, going nowhere. That means the ABCD on sugar is way down here. So things are going to be sweet for those that like candy and chocolate and stuff. Well, chocolate had nothing to do with sugar. Anyway, we could get all the way down. Oh my God, it's never been this low in a long time. $12 sugar? Are you kidding me? Shut the front door and raise the rent. Let's stay tuned for Mr. Robert Miner. We'll be right back.
If you spend any time online researching trading techniques on how to begin your trading journey, you've no doubt come across many folks who push Forex trading as a way to make big money quickly. Unfortunately, there are equally as many stories of these so-called Forex professionals just looking to make a quick buck off aspiring traders without actually teaching the ins and outs of the Forex market. This is what sets Teddy Keckstack's The Tiger Forex Report off the riffraff. Every Monday, former Chicago Mercantile Exchange member and author Teddy Keckstad releases his Tiger Forex Report newsletter, where he dives into the complex world of Forex and takes time to actually teach you his methods that have made him so successful in the fast-paced and rewarding world of Forex trading. Furthermore, all subscribers receive access to archived live streams of Teddy's, where he provides university-level education to help you in Forex trading. All first-time subscribers receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. So what are you waiting for? Forex awaits.
In the world of trading, only a few names stand out like Larry Pesavento. A pro's pro with over 50 years of experience, Larry has seen it all. A former Chicago Mercantile Exchange member, Larry has authored 10 books and trained over 1,000 traders with his unmatched expertise. Introducing Fibonacci 24/7, Larry Pesavento's daily trading service that turns the complexity of markets into opportunities. Published every Sunday, receive a comprehensive report packed with detailed commentary, charts, and videos that illuminate the patterns shaping the markets, with updates throughout the week exclusively for subscribers. Whether through charts or videos, Larry's analysis is your roadmap to navigating the markets. You can sign up now at TFNN.com for just $97. And with all TFNN newsletters backed by a 30-day money-back guarantee, you have nothing to risk. For all the details, visit TFNN.com. You'll find Fibonacci 24/7 right under the newsletters tab.
Are you ready to take charge of your financial future? TFNN is your gateway to the world of trading and investing. Whether you're starting out or scaling up, TFNN empowers traders and investors of all skill levels with top-notch investing systems, strategies, and techniques. It's time to protect and grow your money with insight you can trust. Join us live Monday through Friday during market hours for exclusive content that moves with the markets. At TFNN, we bring the trading floor to you. Our seasoned hosts are here to answer your calls and questions live on the air. Check out the Tiger's Den for just $1 and follow us on YouTube and become part of our vibrant community. And remember, at TFNN, we're so confident in the value we provide that we offer a 30-day money-back guarantee on all new premium newsletter subscriptions and services. You have absolutely nothing to risk, so why wait? Tune in live to Tiger TV and transform your trading journey, because when you know better, you invest better. Join us and experience the difference today. TFNN, educating investors. This portion of Trade What You See is brought to you by Direxion's daily leveraged and inverse ETFs. Whether you're a bull or a bear, you choose the direction. Visit Direxion.com. Investing in the funds involves significant risk and should only be utilized by investors who understand the impact of leverage and actively monitor their portfolio. They are not designed to track the underlying index or security for more than a day. Before investing, carefully consider a fund's investment objective, risk, charges, and expenses contained in the prospectus available at Direxion.com. Read carefully. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC.
Okay, we're back, folks, and I believe we have Bob Miner in the house. Robert, how are you doing, buddy?
I'm here. Everything's good.
Yes. Well, Please tell us what you're looking at, my friend. We'd love to have you, and thanks for joining us today. You look the same, Bob. My goodness.
There, hold on.
Take your time. Take your time.
I wanted to get. There we go. Okay, I got the audio.
Where are you living these days, Bob? Where are you now?
You know what? I'm getting an echo here.
There's a way of fixing that, but I can't fix it from my end. I don't have the echo. It's coming through perfectly for us. So if you can handle it, I can't because I go crazy over that technical stuff.
Okay, as long as it's coming through good. And it looks like it's very delayed. So is that correct?
Yeah, you're looking good. Yeah.
Okay. What am I looking at? Well, I sent you a small book worth of updates. Did you read them all?
Yep, I went through them, looked at the charts.
Okay. So we can go. Do you want to just go through the major markets and see what I'm looking at anyway?
That's what you get the big money for, pal. So please.
Okay.
We're waiting.
Right.
Go ahead.
Let's take a look at the S&P. I'm assuming you see my chart now. The S&P.
Yes, sir.
Yes, you do. You see half of it anyway. So this is the SPX weekly data, and I'm looking for trends that last usually for several weeks. I know a long-term to you is like 3 days or 4 days, but
that's a monthly chart.
Yeah, exactly. So this is the weekly chart, and what's significant coming off of the April 2023 low is an Elliott wave turns. I use a lot of really simple Elliott wave stuff. I have for 40 years, so it's worked out well for me. Is what's really significant is these last weeks off of the this November low. This is what we call in Elliott wave terms an ending diagonal. And it should complete the advance off of the April low. That's pretty significant. And it's already made some signals and confirmations that this indeed is the top. So however, we never know until, the trend gets underway. But right now, I would say your listeners, they should anticipate, or at least be prepared for a net bear trend that lasts at least into late March. And that's really very much a minimum into late March. So that's a few weeks from now, and potentially as late as into June, and reaches around, let's just call it 6,100. So that's a fairly significant decline over the next several weeks. So I would anticipate that as long as the SPX has not made a new high weekly close. So let's take a little close look at this. And again, I'm very much, a chartist, I guess is the way to put it. And I look at chart patterns and all. This is the daily data, SPX daily data. That's that November low. And it's just the closes. I like to look at closes because it helps to clarify the picture. And again, some people call this 3 drives to a top. Some people call it a quadruple top. Gann was called it the rule of 4. But it's basically an ending diagonal in Elliott wave terms of where the market makes a high correction, a higher high, and then a correction into this and the overlap into the area of what I got labeled as a wave 1, another slight new high, and then another correction into this, what I got labeled as a wave 3. This is textbook stuff. Now, textbook stuff doesn't always work out as the textbooks say it's supposed to, but unfortunately, that's a lesson learned. You have your stops in, but as long as the SPX is not closed above the February 9th high, and if we see a close below this February 5th low, that confirms that the advance will go back to the weekly, because this is pretty important, I think, and there's some money to be made if it pans out like this. If it does that, is that we would see a decline probably to, I'll just go conservative and say 6,200 down to about 6,000, down to that area. Your basic 38 to 50% retracements, and then at least into the middle of March, if not later. So that's what I'm looking at for the S&P right now. We happen to be right in the week where it appears it's making its reversal.
Very interesting.
Yeah. What other market you want to take a look at?
You pick the one you like, pal. Everything you look at, we like to see. So just share with
Fantastic. Well, here's another one that I'm sure everybody's interested in. How about gold? Yeah.
Oh, yes.
So now everyone who's been this goes back to about the 2022 low, and again, it's an Elliott wave pattern. It's almost textbook itself. Are you seeing gold on your screen? There we go. I just saw it.
Yes, sir. Yeah, we sure do.
So everybody that's been trading for any number of years was well aware gold and silver in the last few weeks, really 2 or 3 months, was in a speculative buy-off that was not going to end well. I mean, this was, out of the textbooks, and that when it was over, it would be a pretty brutal correction. And pattern-wise, it's completed the pattern. There's some price relationships that were hit. So this is gold. We'll take a look at silver in a minute because it's even more dramatic, as you know. But if indeed this is the type of top of the degree that I think it is, and everything seems to be in place for it to be, gold and silver would again be sideways to down, at least into May and probably into July. Now that's, several months. And, have a normal correction would be just around, 3,600, around this little congestion area from back earlier in 2025. And that would just be a normal correction. It wouldn't be anything out of the ordinary. So I would think that you'd want to anticipate that that's a high probability. The way I just did a special report for subscribers, I call them the big picture updates on gold and silver. I actually just uploaded it last night, is that if a 20-30% decline in gold and silver doesn't bother you, is that, you can sleep at night okay, because once this is decline as a correction, I believe, not a bear trend, when it's complete, then they'll both revert back to bull markets to new highs. But you got to be willing to sit through 20-30% decline. Now, so that's how I put it, Yeah. So this is gold daily data.
And hey, Bob, we got to pay a few bills, so stay with us. We'll be back in 3 minutes, okay?
Okay, send me a check.
You got it. It's in the mailbox.
Many trading newsletters attempt to focus on a narrow set of equities or commodities. While this works for some, it oftentimes misses many opportunities that possess huge gain potential. But how is an independent trader supposed to scan the entire market looking for these hidden opportunities? One simple answer: the opening call newsletter. Basil Chapman, developer of the Chapman Wave trading methodology, has been trading the markets for longer than most trading influencers have been alive. And over that time, he has honed his methodology in order to accurately call movements in a wide range of equities, from semiconductors to uranium to key indices and so much more. Basil is old school, taking the time to educate the trader while also giving his insights into key indices, selective stocks, and more. Opening call subscribers also receive access to dozens of educational live streams that can be accessed at any time for your edification. All first-time subscribers receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. So ignore the pop trading influencers and start learning time-tested technical analysis.
In the world of trading, only a few names stand out like Larry Pesavento, a pro's pro with over 50 years of experience. Larry has seen it all. A former Chicago Mercantile Exchange member, Larry has authored 10 books and trained over 1,000 traders with his unmatched expertise. Introducing Fibonacci 24/7, Larry Pesavento's daily trading service that turns the complexity of markets into opportunities. Published every Sunday, receive a comprehensive report packed with detailed commentary, charts, and videos that illuminate the patterns shaping the markets, with updates throughout the week exclusively for subscribers. Whether through charts or videos, Larry's analysis is your roadmap to navigating the markets. You can sign up now at TFNN.com for just $97. And with all TFNN newsletters backed by a 30-day money-back guarantee, you have nothing to risk. For all the details, visit TFNN.com. You'll find Fibonacci 24/7 right under the newsletters tab.
For traders who crave risk, Direxion's daily leveraged and inverse ETFs provide opportunities to magnify short-term perspectives with up to 3 times a daily leverage, utilize bull and bear funds from both sides of the trade, and trade through rapidly changing markets. These are highly leveraged ETFs with daily resetting designed for short-term trading, not long-term investing. Whether you're a bull or a bear, you choose the Direction. For up-to-date pricing and performance, go to Direction.com. Investing in the funds involves significant risk and should only be utilized by investors who understand the impact of leverage and actively monitor their portfolio. They are not designed to track the underlying index or security for more than a day. Before investing, carefully consider a fund's investment objective, risk, charges, and expenses contained in the prospectus available at Direction.com. Read carefully. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC.
This program is brought to you by Vista Gold, traded on the NYSE American and TSX under the symbol VGZ.
We're back with Bob Miner. Please continue, Bob.
Okay, I'll pick up with gold and silver, and then we'll move on to another market. In gold, this is the daily chart, and gold is probably just a day or two away from completing a correction and then continuing the bear trend, which should continue for many weeks. So this is getting pretty close to a simple ABC into the 62% retracement. I had the significant time factor was actually yesterday to complete the correction. I don't know if it's complete yet or not. The flattening momentum cycle indicates it's about to turn around. And it's real simple. A close below, daily close on the April contract below 48.8950 will signal the correction is complete, and then a fairly significant decline should continue. Mm-hmm. So I think anybody interested in gold and silver needs to be aware that this is in a position to have a significant correction and retracement against this speculative trend that we've had for the last few months. We'll take a quick look at silver here. There's silver, and that's a log chart. So this will be in the textbooks.
$100 silver. Did you ever think you see silver at 120, Bob?
No. A few months ago, I was at a friend's birthday party. He goes, "Man, can you see silver's at $50?" And I said, "I know, man. The top is in. That's big time." And then, 2 months later.
Well, it was for 20 minutes.
I know. Shows you what I know. But especially these last few months. I mean, anybody that's in the market, what I wrote about it a few weeks ago, I said, I don't know where the top's going to be, but this is probably the final section up. And it has nothing to do with supply, demand, fundamentals. Yeah. This is a pure speculative market. And when it's over, there'll be a rush for the exits that you just exits that you won't believe. And of course, it declined in less than a week, 50%.
Yeah, but, $1,200.
Yeah, it's an amazing market, and it's probably again going to be sideways to down into July, if not later. So I always look at minimums. I would go for late May, but probably July or later it'll be sideways to down. That would be a typical time retracement against this impulsive trend. So, and that's fairly significant. So like I say, if you're comfortable sitting with a 20-30% decline, hold your silver. Or send me a check.
Nonchalantly, I saw 20% on my account. I'd have a noose over the chandelier.
I know, exactly. Anyway, shall we go to the cultist market?
Okay.
Bitcoin.
Yes, sir. Oh, yeah. You ever traded any of that, Bob?
Say again?
Have you ever traded any of it?
I have the ETF a couple times,
I've never traded any of it, but we'd like to hear about it.
A lot of people
fire
are
away.
interested in it, but it's an imaginary market. It's nothing that has any fundamental value.
I keep saying that, but nobody believes me.
Oh no, there's the only people that believe Bitcoin will ever be considered a actual currency for trade, or I don't know, kids that have AI avatars for girlfriends or something.
Yeah.
But anyway, but it's tradable. It's a high volume market.
Trades perfectly.
Yeah, and here this is what is this? A daily chart goes all the way back to about 2010. So there's no market I know of that has had the regular type cycles that Bitcoin has had. Whoops, excuse me. What did I just do? Who knows? I shouldn't touch my mouse. This is from the report I just did for subscribers a week or so ago. But for the past several months, we've identified that around October and November would be a top that would last a year. This is a log chart, by the way. And following that top, the Bitcoin would likely be down anywhere from, let's say, 70 to 80% over the next 12 months. That's what's happened on every single cycle since it's existed. And so we're in the midst of that right now. And I'll bring up a chart of it. And this is Bitcoin weekly data. And more than likely, this Bitcoin's already down 50% from the top, and it's probably got in several months and much further to go. I would look at 70% decline, around 40,000 or less, as a probable minimum expectation on the downside. And every one of the three cycles, there's only been three, I call them these halving cycles. Every one of them has declined over 70% over 12 months. So there's no reason to think it's going to be any different this time. Could be. But again, if it continues as it has since its beginning of its existence, it'll be sideways to down in the latter part of this year, and then it'll be an enormous opportunity if it does that. So this will be something to wait on. That might be a really significant opportunity later this year.
Very good.
What else would you like?
You have the crude oil market by any chance?
Oh, yeah, we do crude. Let me get to that. I got all the here.
And then also, if we could do the euro or the U.S. dollar, either one of those would be fine. But the crude people are very interested in this one.
Oh, okay. Well, crude and the dollar, I do. I just did a dollar big picture report also. Let me just get this squared away. So this is crude weekly now. Is that what's showing on your chart? Yep, there we go.
That's right. That's fine. Yeah, you can see it's in a downtrend.
Weekly.
That's for sure.
So this is the first what we call impulsive advance in a long time, certainly since the May low last year. And it indicates that a significant reversal has occurred in the market. What I would warn people about is we're within more than likely a week or two of what I call a weekly high. That's a high that lasts 3 to 5 weeks and is followed by a corrective decline. But when that correction is complete, then crude should continue. This is what we call, more than likely anyway, I hedge everything I say.
So do I. How do you think I stayed alive this long?
Yeah, exactly. In Elliott wave terms, it's a 1 or A. So whenever that weekly top is made, which I believe is within a week or two, there'll be a 2 to 3 or 4 weeks, something like that, corrective decline, and then the bull trend will continue. So if you look at the daily data, this is daily data, and it's daily closes. Again, the best thing we can say here is that this advance is impulsive advance and not a corrective advance. So it has quite a ways to go before any significant high is made. But being aware that probably within a week or two, it'll make a top lasting a few weeks, have a correction, and then continue the bull
Hey, Bob,
trend.
we've got to pay a few bills. I want you to come back and tell the folks how they can get a copy of your letter and also how they could reach you if they'd like to have you over for dinner or something. Hey,
Right
Bob,
on,
where
as
are
long as
you
you're
living
paying.
nowadays? What country? And I know you're in the United States. Are you in the
Greensboro.
South somewhere, in South Carolina or somewhere, or where are you?
North Carolina, Greensboro, North
Oh,
Carolina.
that's close. Oh, that's a nice place. Yeah, we'll be right back.
I'll be here.
If you're looking for potential trading setups in the stock market, then Rocket Equities and Options Report is a newsletter you should try. Tommy O'Brien delivers options and equity trades when the markets present them, using a combination of fundamentals and technicals. Sign up for Rocket Equities and Options Report today with a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have nothing to risk. For all the details and to start your subscription today, visit the front page of TFNN.com. TFNN, educating investors.
In the world of trading, only a few names stand out like Larry Pesavento. A pro's pro with over 50 years of experience, Larry has seen it all. A former Chicago Mercantile Exchange member, Larry has authored 10 books and trained over 1,000 traders with his unmatched expertise. Introducing Fibonacci 24/7, Larry Pesavento's daily trading service that turns the complexity of markets into opportunities. Published every Sunday, receive a comprehensive report packed with detailed commentary, charts, and videos that illuminate the patterns shaping the markets, with updates throughout the week exclusively for subscribers. Whether through charts or videos, Larry's analysis is your roadmap to navigating the markets. You can sign up now at TFNN.com for just $97. And with all TFNN newsletters backed by a 30-day money-back guarantee, you have nothing to risk. For all the details, visit TFNN.com. You'll find Fibonacci 24/7 right under the newsletters tab.
Steve Rhodes started his trading career as a student almost 20 years ago, and the student has now become the master. Steve won the prestigious Timer of the Year award in 2018 and barely missed that mark again in 2019, finishing at number 2 for the year. An amazing accomplishment. Steve Rhodes is committed to sharing his techniques and knowledge with anyone who wants to learn, and he shares his vast amount of trading knowledge every day in his Mastering Probability newsletter. Steve's award-winning newsletter, Mastering Probability, is delivered every trading day with updates throughout the afternoon. Sign up for Steve's market newsletter, Mastering Probability, and you'll receive access to 7 of Steve's educational webinars absolutely free. At TFNN, all our newsletters come with a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have absolutely nothing to worry about. Visit TFNN.com and try Mastering Probability 30 days risk-free today. TFNN, educating investors.
TFNN has launched the Tiger's Den, hosted at Discord. TFNN has been educating traders for more than 20 years with live programming hosted by a variety of professional traders during market hours. The Tiger's Den, available to all tigers and tigresses for just $1 for the year. There's no catch or added costs when you join our community of traders. Sign up today and become a part of this educational community of traders. Just visit the front page of TFNN.com.
Don't forget, you can listen to TFNN live on your mobile device 24 hours per day. Go to TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV. That's TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV.
Hey, we're back with Bob Miner. Bob, how are you still have dynamictraders.com as your website?
I do. You should see that on my screen. Do you have my screen up?
Yep, we got it. Also, we have a question from one of our listeners here. Do you have do you do any work in the grains like soybeans and wheat and stuff like that?
Soybeans I do all the time. Yeah.
Okay, what's your feeling on the soybeans market?
They just got beginning an impulsive rally. Let's see if I can break. How much time do we have? Not much.
No, we got
right now,
enough.
soybeans are very near what we call a weekly high correction, and then they'll continue to advance. I believe anyway. Details are in my DT Report newsletter.
Okay. Second question we have from our listeners, and that is, do you think that the things that are happening in tariffs, does that affect anything that you're looking at, or do you watch that at all? That's a question
I don't watch
the person
it at
has
all.
from Eric, Oklahoma.
Yeah, I don't watch that at all. Frankly, I no longer even have any streaming channels. So I see very little news. It's all in the charts and in the data, it's from how I make decisions anyway.
Okay. Listen, thanks for joining us. We're going to have you on again. If you have something that you really want to share with us, give me a heads up and I'll put you on, okay?
Fantastic. DynamicTraders.com. A recession will begin by the end of this year. It'll be significant. I got a lot of reports on that.
Thanks, Bob.
Okay, man.
Happy holidays to you and be safe, my friend. Bob Miner.
Later, alligator.
Folks. We'll see you tomorrow, or see you over the weekend, folks. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
I think I screwed up. Maybe not. No, that's okay. All right.